95% of casual AI experiments in small businesses fail to produce measurable returns. Teams often treat the technology like a magic wand, rather than a tool that requires changing how work actually gets done. The most reliable way to beat those odds is to design a controlled 30-day pilot aimed at solving exactly one operational bottleneck. You don't need to write a single line of code. What you do need is a painful workflow and a team willing to adapt their daily routines. Right now, over half of employees use unapproved generative AI tools in secret. This shadow AI puts company data at risk and prevents the organization from building a shared knowledge base. Pulling those uncoordinated efforts out of the shadows and building a governed, measurable workflow creates the structural evidence needed to justify the investment over time. Step 1 is auditing your current workflows. Your goal is to isolate a single, narrow administrative headache that consumes hours of staff time. To find the best candidate, use the IFD framework: high intensity, frequency, and density. As the matrix isolates the top task, record exactly how much time it takes. Securing this baseline allows you to quantify progress before spending $1 on software. Avoid tasks that require flawless execution on day one, like finalizing payroll or approving sensitive human resources requests. Next, select your software. Prioritize off-the-shelf, productized features over expensive custom builds. Choose AI capabilities already embedded inside the software your team uses every day, like your current CRM or Office suite. This reduces the friction of learning a new interface and eliminates the need to copy and paste data between different applications. Pairing a familiar tool with a strict quantitative baseline ensures that when the cycle time drops, you have the data needed to demonstrate that the system worked. Before granting staff access to these tools, you have to establish clear boundaries. Without them, sensitive internal information can easily be processed by public models without privacy protections. The solution is a minimum viable governance policy. This should fit entirely on a single page, focusing on clear rules rather than dense legal text. Define exactly what data is safe to use by separating it into 3 tiers: Tier 1 for public information, Tier 2 for internal company data, and Tier 3 for sensitive records. State explicitly that staff cannot use personal, unapproved AI accounts to process company data under any circumstances. Establishing these boundaries clarifies the expectations for staff. When they know exactly what is allowed, they can focus on learning the tool without the fear of making a data security error. Step 3 is co-design. Sit down directly with the frontline staff who do the work. Test the outputs together and build the prompts they will actually use. Map out the exact sequence of the workflow so everyone understands precisely where the AI steps in to generate a draft. This brings us to the human-in-the-loop architecture. As this flowchart shows, every single draft generated by the AI must funnel into a mandatory human review gate. The human reviewer acts as a filter, catching hallucinations and checking for brand consistency before authorizing the final output. If the AI requires too many extra steps or separate portals, staff will abandon the pilot due to friction. Leaders must also explicitly tell their teams to expect a temporary dip in productivity. Learning a new workflow takes time, and staff need the space to iterate without the pressure of immediate efficiency gains. Designing the workflow directly alongside the end user introduces the AI as a mechanism for clearing their immediate backlog, framing it as a collaborative tool for the current team. Step 4 is launch. Roll out the tool to a small, isolated test group for exactly 30 days. During this window, track your weekly performance metrics against the baseline you established in Step 1. Look at this split-screen comparison. On day 30, we measure the new cycle time directly against the original baseline to determine if the pilot met its goals. If the metrics prove the value, Step 5 is converting that pilot into a permanent standard operating procedure for the company. Once the process locks into place, freeze your expansion. Do not apply the tool to a new bottleneck until the current workflow proves entirely stable. Mastering this disciplined 30-day cycle builds the organizational capability needed to scale your business capacity indefinitely.